Hello, I'm Ryan, and I am an interfaith hospice chaplain and spiritual counselor. My role on the team is to help patients and their families find comfort, and we do that through identifying the ways that they find meaning in their life and hope. I grew up in the Christian church, and my faith is a very important part of who I am and how I show up in the world. It gives me a sense of grounding and center. But my role in hospice is not to proselytize or try to convert anyone. It is simply to be present and to witness what is most important in the lives of our patients. When I was 25 years old, I had recently graduated from seminary, and I began pastoring my first church. It was out in the Texas Hill Country. It was a small community church. On a Good Friday, early on in my ministry, I received a phone call midday that one of the men who was preparing the church for our Good Friday service had rolled his tractor down into the San Gabriel River, and his wife and children had found the tractor tire sticking out of the water. It was about 15 minutes from when I received that call for me to drive to the church grounds. And in that process, I found that even though I'd had all of this training and education to help me be a professional in this moment, it came down to resting in my heart and holding space in a way that was loving and compassionate for individuals who just had the experience of a horrible tragedy in their life. That was on Friday. Saturday morning, I received a second phone call. The same gentleman called to tell me that the hospice nurse for his wife had just left, and she probably wouldn't make it through the day. So again, I got into my car and I drove about 35 minutes to their ranch. And in that process, I clicked through what are the right Bible verses to say, what are the right prayers to pray, how do I help? And all that there was to do was to be compassionate, to listen from the heart, and to speak from the heart. So I was there for a little while, sitting next to this beautiful soul, holding her hand and reading the Psalms as the family had requested, as she took her last breath. And in that moment, I realized that I wasn't afraid of death, and that there were people in my life and would be in my life in the future that needed a sense of hope and meaning, and to find comfort in those times of loss. It's been nearly 2 decades now, and I love what I do, and I treasure the opportunities to support those who are experiencing loss in their life. And my goal is always to be a witness and a presence so that no one has to go through the end of life and a death alone. I have an amazing support system. My wife and partner, Alice Ann. I have 4 beautiful children. I have friends in a community that supports me. Of course, my own spiritual practices for well-being and personal growth are a part of my life. That's a little bit about who I am. If you need some support, there are many opportunities out there where you can find the help that you might need if you feel stuck in your grieving process. Just know that you're not alone, and there are those who want to come alongside to be a listening ear, to hold your hand, and to let you know that you are not alone.